Good morning, hello. Switch over to the main screen. Hope you're all having a great Wednesday so far. Uh, Today we are working on a little bit of art assets for the game. So I need two really to sort of like get started, and it's really going to be like building out the how we're going to load in images, like how that entire system is going to work. And we learned last time that if we just built out our image system and then we found our assets later, um, we ended up like sort of running into a problem where our art was in different forms. Like sometimes they're in single images, and sometimes they're in sprite sheets. And I suppose like we could put everything into a single sprite sheet, but I don't really have that. Uh, so I wanted to create two, which is going to be representative of like what kind of like two different types of arts we're going to use. Single static image, and also a sprite sheet of like some kind of animation. And so if I could have like the main player and a main player running, that would be perfect. That's exactly what I want. Now, the main problem is that I would not call myself an artist, and I've played around with trying to do these before, and my run animation is not that great, unfortunately. Um, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try our best. And again, as I said, it doesn't need to be the final art that goes into the game. What this is just really placeholder art that will at least like fulfill the ability to like write the math and the other things to like display them in and get collision detection working. So, looking at Pitfall Harry, the game that we're cloning, the main character is not actually. It feels like it shouldn't be that difficult to recreate. So if we head over to YouTube, we find Fall. So this would be his standing animation. So like very simple graphics here. Just a few colors. And then if we play a little bit, we can see the running animation, and that's what we're going for today. I'm not gonna. I don't think I need to work on a jumping animation yet, but that is something we're gonna wanna eventually do. So if we start with the simple one, the standing animation, or I guess it's not animation, the standing graphic and image. If I choose something like, so I don't really know how big his legs should be. Maybe let's start with that. We can do like that might feel good for his legs. Also, I bet these could be darker. Last night, I sort of was practicing a little bit, and I created several versions of this that looked more like a stick figure having a seizure um, by the end. So hopefully, we won't be recreating that today. I was also doing that in this version of the demo version because I wasn't sure if I wanted to purchase uh, this application, Sprite, but ended up deciding that yeah, it's good enough. I was getting used to actually making it, so using the software and using some of the shortcuts, so I'm okay with this. So if we do something like this, if this is our torso there, and then we choose you are our shirt, I guess legs, torso, and then head, like that. Okay. Now arm. go here. No, I don't think that's right. Here. And then I think this is all they had. Oh no, they have a hat or they have hair, which is like this. Okay, so I think like this starts us off. Um, Now if I were to take you and let's save that. I don't know exactly where to put like the originals for these arts. I don't think I want to put them inside of the code. So let's go ahead and put them in the desktop for right now. And I'll name you this is gonna be um jungle player standing. Let's make you a PN. Oh, it could be aspirate file. Oh, hey, kitty. What's wrong? Oh, let me go rescue. You want a little bit of attention. He was playing over there with the tree for a little bit of time. Oh, do you wanna head out? Are you done here? Yep. Well, the door's cracked open now too, so he headed out. He might come back. All right. So jungle player standing. We can save this as an aspirate file. I'll just put that on the desktop right now, and then theoretically I can also export this output file. Okay, .png. Huh? Export for Twitter is an option. Interesting. Chantilly, good morning. Hello. So let's export you. Now, did you go to the desktop? Oh, you did. Okay. So here's our jungle player. As he's looking there, we'll be able to zoom that in a little bit more. I think in the game itself. And if not, we'll have to deal like then they'll have to come in. So I wonder if I should bring this in right now, or if we should try to make the basic running animation. So let's do a new file. Okay, 16. So this is 16 by 16. I don't think I want to do 8 by 8, but let's see. Do that. Stacking, hello. We are fumbling with art today. Okay, so if I want to draw the very similar character, so I probably should have copied this. Can I do that? Copy, paste. Yeah. Can I rename you? No. Okay. So I'm thinking like this is all gonna remain the same, and then when you start running. What are you? I want you to be that. No? There. Okay. Then, the same color as this shirt sort of like comes out like that. So we're going to do something like that maybe, or does it have to be 2 out like that? So like immediate running, and then we can switch over to eraser tool and change his legs to immediately doing something like this. Okay, so if I start first frame like that, and then we duplicate keyframes, so obviously if I play this, nothing happens. But for this second frame, I want to now erase your legs again. Let's make you a square eraser. Ooh, that's huge. There, that's better. So we did sort of like backwards like that. Then we can maybe do his knee is something, but not bad. Oh, for this, yeah, that is something. That is, I think that's a great way to describe just my art in general. We'll say his knee is super swollen from all the sick running he's doing. He's probably running like he's probably fallen like through some chasms before already. Maybe he fell out of a plane to get into the jungle already. Maybe he got bitten by a snake. Maybe that's why he only has 20 minutes to get all those relics. That's his live stream before the end. I don't know. Um, okay, so if we start with this, like, what would the next thing be? Um, Sort of like just down, because would it be essentially down like that, and then something that like I watch, like I've tried to watch animations like slow down the sprites for like other animations, and I still like haven't been able to like really internalize what this looks like. Um, then I saw that there was oh something like that, so I want to do one more. The question is, can you say consistent with his knee problems? No, I can answer you right now. I don't think I can. Okay. So far it looks like that. There's something missing. With this one, I think with this first one, I think we can just delete that. Oh, M, that's what that is. I want E for eraser. And what if I do that? I feel like it's close. And then out of here, let's duplicate one more time. So how about, do we want something like, now this is backwards and this is forwards? Feels like I have this one down too much now. Yeah. Most of his frames, over 75% of his frames, it feels like, are his one leg, like the right leg. No, it's okay. It's like, okay. Right leg down. left leg up, right leg down, left leg less down. Um, I guess left leg down, right leg up. Oh, this one is doubled. No wonder. Let's get rid of that. How about this? I mean, what do we think? What do we think about this? Is this terrible? I could probably do better, but at the same time, I don't know how. Um, okay, so if we do that and we start like, we also look at, oop, nope, not that. We look at the arms. Um, so first frame, it's like that. Second frame, um, oh yeah, no. How do I do something like this? I'm Hardliner. Hello. What was the left one? It was so this one should probably be down then maybe. Something like that. And if we move back here again, then we want to make this the opposite. Oh, so if the opposite is here, then here, I want to do something else with this. Going from bad knee problems to the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I know. I was trying to like do like if you're running, your like elbow goes back like this. I think maybe. You know what? To show it that it's the arm. Oh, we have the hand position. We can do something like this. Go like that. And then you are. We do something like that for the second one, and the third one back down to here, and then the fourth one, we're probably similar to this again, except maybe opposite. I mean, I don't know if I want to like do exactly that. I mean, I could just go straight out. Like, wee. If we do, it looks so derpy. I feel like there might be there might be some kind of a leg animation that we can add in here somewhere. Like maybe in between like 3 and 4 we can do another. How do I like clone and add another one? Oh, I can. So I can clone you and then change you. his hands are doing a full 360 while running. He's like, ah, yeah, exactly. That's how everybody runs, right? That's I thought that's how everybody runs. Maybe? Yes? No? Okay, so if we oh god, his broken legs. Um I mean, no, that looks terrible too. You do something like that. So this is what I mean. Like, this is slightly better than I did last night when I was like trying to practice. But if you zoom out everything, so if you look at this, so if we zoom out and we make him like this is the image size that he would be. Everything looks great. I mean, sure. Exactly. He looks like he's just flailing around. His legs aren't bad in that animation. Oh, awesome. Okay, so that makes me feel better about the legs. Now hands wise, yeah, I wasn't thinking that I was just making them just going up and down, but like yeah, he's just rotating his hands like that. He's breaking his wrists constantly. So probably. Uh, okay. So starting here. So if we hands are windmills, yeah, I know. Okay, so if we let's give it a backstory like a bad movie and give it a day. Okay, so he jumped out of an airplane without a parachute. That's why his knees are swollen and all broken. Also, his wrists got completely broken, but he's just running anyways. Okay, I I mean, if I do something like, well, okay, maybe for the first frame we start like this, and so for the second frame, um, we're clearly like coming back into the body. So for the third frame, instead of back up here, it should probably be like maybe even nothing on the left. Um, we don't have anything, and then so like that. Oh wait, did it take the wrong one away? I feel like okay, if we start there, then for you, we want to pull into your body. And then over here, we're going to something like that. Um, then backwards again, like back towards that, and then sucking into the body again. How about having the hand align with the body for the mid frame? So I have 5 frames that I need to figure out what to do with the arms. I feel like I may need to restart them. I think I screwed them up. So if I start with something like that, so it's like, and then like we're pulling them in, then they either get disappeared or they're like right. I guess they would be right in front, right? So at the third frame, we'd have something like this. for like right there. Maybe we can even do both the hands. And then, so it's bam, and then the other one in front. So if we start that way, then we're going to go down for this. So like that. And then, because like we're basically starting and then sort of back to front again. So like to reach here. I don't know if that ends up working. What do you think about this? I mean, to me, it still feels like he's flailing around, but at least it's not like flailing around because I've broken my wrists off. Think it's good enough? Yeah, it's probably good enough. Also, I've somehow managed to make it consistent feeling for where the ground is. So that's good. Now, how do I save this entire thing? We want to, okay, so save as into the desktop. We want jungle player running. And I'll save this as an Asprite file so we can come in and I'm not saying Asprite, but I think it's Asprite. And then I want to export all frames forward export. Okay, so if I do that, what do we've got here? Oh, it's a GIF. That's unfortunate. I can't have it be a GIF. Exports. I want you to be a PNG. Yeah, so I tried loading a GIF in. You want to export the animation in 5 files? I mean, we could. What about a sprite sheet? Could we do that? I mean, if everything's just like one file, then it makes it really simple to like manage the file system. But it's not as good for like actually hitting the memory wise. So hold on, can I create a sprite sheet? Or can I not do that because I would have to like copy and paste these in and like create the sprite sheet myself? I guess I don't know how a sprite works. Like, oh, export for sprite sheet. Okay. So layouts. Horizontal strip. No constraints. won't let me. Okay. Okay. So I can do horizontal strip, and that looks appropriate. Why won't you let me export? Okay, open sprite sheet. Export. Okay, and then I save. Then I export sprite sheet. Wait a second. No, that did not export. Okay. How do I actually? Okay. Oh, export this. Oh, I see. Okay. So output file. So this is going to be running sheet, PNG. It's the desktop. Export that. And then for you, this is what we've got for this now. Okay, so that's our sprite sheet now. So now we have a sprite sheet for the animations, and we have a an image, like a single image for each for standing. Okay. Now we had the option of like also exporting as like each individual like part of the animation, and that might be something we can do too. So for right now, let's go ahead and open. Oh, can you give a 2-second rundown on how the sheets work? You've never worked with them before. Absolutely. Let me open them in here so it's going to be a little bit larger. We want knowledge and jungle. We're going to have assets. And here's our two. Wait. Player standing PNG. This is good. So we want this one and this one. Take you. Put them into assets here. Okay, so if we open this up, the sprite sheet idea is that it's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5 images all together in a single file, and what I'm gonna do is split this in half. Since I know that there's 16 by 16 pixels, I can do the math, like grab each one out, and I can say, okay, for like the first frame, or like every n frames, switch to the next image. So like start from looking at this one to looking at this one, and then look at this one. So basically, do some math to like figure out, okay, even though we have an entire image there, only show this little section of it at a time, and then show this little section. It's sort of like a flip book at that point in time, and that's how the animations here work. And then if you just like keep on flipping really fast enough, it looks like it's running. So it's a really cool system, and that's opposed to just a single image, which we could pull each of these out into like separate images, and then I would just say, okay, use image 1, then just flip it out for image 2, then flip it out for image 3, then flip it out for image 4. I don't know if there would be that big of a difference performance-wise for what we're doing. And I know like some people will create a sprite sheet of literally every image asset in the entire game, and then the entire image system will be just, okay, which thing do you want to display at what area? We'll just cut that up. Okay, so if I wanted to create the player now, we're going to need to load all of these images. So what I'm thinking of doing is having an image struct that, or maybe even an assets struct that holds all of these assets in memory. And then player can like the player draw system can grab that out. They just save each sprite into an array and they just axe it that way. It's it's not quite that simple. It's probably more of the dimensions, like where the start is, you could save into a vector or an array, and then you just constantly like reload, like, okay, now display this, and so it displays just this section right here. And then like I don't know, like 0.2 seconds later, now display this one. Now display this section of the file. Now display this section of the file. I suppose I can have the player store its own art asset too. Let's go into source here. If we have game objects, if we have something like a player, which is, so we have this static game object, we would want to have like we want the player, and this, it almost doesn't matter anymore. Using the trait, because we couldn't use it in the way we wanted to. Do player.rs. A lot of people use tools to pack sprites into texture sheets for efficiency. You then have some JSON or whatever to say sprite name is at X, Y, and sheet Z, and so on. Yeah, exactly, Udsby. Also, good morning. In web development, it's super important to have as few files as possible. So therefore, you have your sprite sheet just be like a single file for like 1,000 assets. And I've seen that done in even non-games, like where you have all the icons that are going to be used in just a single file, and then you're just constantly using CSS to say like, show this little piece of the image, and it's sort of like showing the entire image there, but like masking it away and only showing a little tiny piece of it. Okay, so if we do a player, and they're gonna have to have like an image. We're gonna have to have multiple images, right? We're gonna have to have like running and standing and jumping. So they're gonna have like a whole bunch of different art assets. So that'll probably be in like the draw system for this player. Jablana, hey hey. We know that we're gonna want to implement on the player. And we're going to want to create new, and probably this is going to be a game result, self, let's just return, okay, player for right now. Let's also update. So in draw, this might be interesting. Oh no, because we could probably do that in update. Result, and we're gonna just do an okay like that for right now. So if we use this as like our skeleton, you're new in this coding stuff and you're curious about gaming coding or developing. What do you think about it? I mean, I think it's good. I like gaming coding as a supplement to my like to business coding. And so I do business coding during the day at work for a company I work at. And I do this before work as part of my sort of like warming up for the day, and also like keeping my axe sharpened. And I find a lot of fun too. So it's like good anti-burnout for me. And I also find that like game development is completely different challenges than you get during like business development, where we're mostly making like um, what we call CRUD applications, like just things that like create, read, update, and delete from the database. Fancy forms. Just be warned, going to AAA companies isn't all the hype people think it is. Oh, you're talking about like the game companies? I've heard all sorts of stories about that. Like if you want to become a professional developer, then like a professional game developer, it might be a good idea, but like I don't know, I've never worked in that industry. Like it sounds like stacking you have friends that have. So like I don't know. If you want to break into the game industry and actually be a game developer, highly recommended that you network with some game developers and like a good number of them, and interview them to find out like how they got into the game industry, and then once you have that information, you can choose the path you want to go down. Okay, so if we do this now with the player, if we want to like store the image in here, um, that would end up looking like standing image, and you're going to be an image. We would also have running image. Oh, and this would be running sprite sheet, which would also be an image. And so if I was to do that, then in here in new, we need to like now pull in what those are. So we're going to want the config, and the context. And then we need to load up these images. So if we load up config.json, so now we're going to have to do something like in deadline times 18 plus workdays are a norm, so it's sleeping at the office. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. There was some talk about who was it? There was there's some game like some game companies were like saying, okay, we're gonna not do any crunch time, and then they switched away and like started doing crunch time when it came down to an end. It's like one of those things where a game company, and like really this is not just game companies, like every company that I've been at has done a crunch time. Cyberpunk 2077, yes, that's exactly it. Thank you, Danny, and also good morning. Cyberpunk 2077 publicly claimed we're not going to do crunch time for developers, and like I know Microsoft, I mean, I guess I want to say they were not a gaming company, but I guess they do make games now. In the past, before they were a gaming, they made games. They did some studies and they found, and I wish I could find the white papers for this, but I lost them and I couldn't search for them anymore. So grain of salt here. But they searched for it and they found that for every hour of crunch time that you do, that you make your developers do, like 4 hours worth of bugs get added to the project. So crunch time literally destroys projects. Yeah, those devs are crunching. Yeah, it's not good. It like And based upon what like Microsoft found, which I believe it, like when you're tired and coding, so many more mistakes gets added into the project, and those mistakes are defects. They're bugs, and then you have to fix the bugs, and then your deadline just keeps on getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and so you crunch more, which then delays you more. It's a terrible cycle until eventually they just hire new developers who are fresh, and then they can handle it. Every hour of crunch time kills a sea turtle in the wild. See, if things like that actually happened, then you can like point to the cost of like crunch time and say like, okay, you make your developers crunch, you're going to jail for killing endangered species. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way. I wish I could find that white paper because that was like one of the best arguments like, economically. It used an economic argument in favor of not doing crunch time, and that is a great way to like bring that up to management and say like, look, crunch time is literally going to make us even later and will kill our sales. And that's the only way to fight it is like use their language, use the language of management and whoever is making the argument to do crunch. All right, is that enough ranting? I have very strong feelings about crunch time. All right, so if I want to do like player standing image, this is jungle player standing PNG dot PNG. We also have player running sprite sheet. So this is jungle player running sheet.png. Everyone you grew up with wanted to be a game developer, and then we heard what it's like to actually work in the industry, and we were like, nope. I'm kind of like that. I'm happy making these type of games that I'm not really planning on selling. Like this is like the most, like giving it away to somebody else to play is like the biggest thing that I've done so far, or doing so far, game wise. And I guess like the little games that we have, that we've added here that actually played by you all. Okay, so if I have you two in here, so we're gonna need to open up our mod and bring this in. Okay, so player standing image is a string, and running sprite sheet is a string. Okay, so now this should be available to us in our player here. In the config, we can now get the file name for this. So then I want to, let's rename this from assets to resources. And I have an idea of how to like make this available in the binaries that's a little bit better than we did last time. So we're gonna need to load up. So let standing image equals graph. So we can do image new. Okay, pass it the context. Oh, okay, so pass it the path, and the path is gonna be the config dot player standing image. And we do that. Okay. So we throw you in here. And if I do the exact same thing, that running sprite sheet equals image new context config dot they're running sprite sheets. Okay, like, oh, we do have errors. Oh, cannot move out. I don't want to move. You can be a reference, unless I have to clone you. Nope, you're fine with that. Okay, cool. Let's see what I missed. Oh wait, applesauce. I missed a whole bunch. Applesauce, you tried to post a link. Um, let me go take a look at what link you tried to post. Nightbot. Where was that? Oh, okay. You posted a link to the Godot engine. Let me add godotengine.org. That is the right. Right. Yeah, that is. Okay. So let me add that in to allowed links. Commit, and we're back. Sorry about that, applesauce. And if you you can re post that link again. Yeah, Godot Engine is I've heard about it and I've seen it, and I think I even downloaded it at one point in time, but I haven't actually used it. Um, I I don't know, like I started doing like more server side programming, so like the GUI applications for programming are a little bit overwhelming for me sometimes. All right, so now I want to like hook this player up, and we want to at least like check to see if this stuff runs. Um, and you know what? We could probably have a test in here that will run this for us. It's super easy to use. A scripting language very similar to Python. It's really easy to pick up. It's something that I want to try. And so if we have time, which, you know, coronavirus, somehow we have less time than we had before. I don't know how that works. Um, it is something I want to do because also I want to like try some Rust stuff with Godot, but I would probably want to learn Godot first. Let's do a config test. And then we're going to mod test. Then use. Okay, so use super that. And then we're gonna have a. What is this? It's like test. Test function. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's like that. Test. And then our feature. Okay. So what we're gonna have here is just gonna be instantiating. Oh, but I can't do that because I don't have the ability to pass in a context. So I can't do that. The T on Godot is silent. Oh, so it's Godot. I've heard it like both ways from different people. So I don't know, like, how does the Godot creators pronounce it? It's also community driven and open source, so people love it for that as well. Yeah, I have heard this complete open source. So I can't do this unless I have a context. And I don't think I can easily do a context to run this. So I can't actually do this yet. This would be an argument for putting the images in like a separate struct that we have access to that then gets like passed around. Because then I could test the player and I don't have to test like using the context here. The other thing is like I might be able to create the context. So if we go to main, we create the context here. Create the context in the event loop. If I just do something like this, because that gives me all of these things. Then I have the context. Would this work? Could I throw this in here? And so like test create test new player. We get the context. So I don't care about the window mode. We would need context builder. Nope, it's matching off of this. Okay. What are you upset about? Expected open. It's right here. Oh, what is that equals? Hold on. Where did that come from? Okay, there we go. So now if I have a context, and I now do something like let player equals player new, we need a config and we need a context. So I guess I do need. So you don't want to have to like load the config from the file, but let's say I did that. Probably would be best is for me to manually create a config, where I could. Yes. So UN. Manually create a config so that I can control what's in it instead of like what's actually inside of this. And then, okay, so player new, and I want to pass in a reference to the config and a mutable reference to the context. And so if I do that, unwrap you, not borrow is mutable, so you need to be mutable here. Oh no, you are mutable. Oh wait, it's already mutable. That. Okay. Just having this work. Let's see. Can I run test? Cargo test. Will this run two tests? It did. Okay, and it failed. Why did it fail? It failed because it couldn't find the resource. Okay, perfect. So it couldn't find this resource. So I want to take this and add a link to it down here. I think that might be best doing using builds jungle. Okay, so here's resources. And inside of resources, I also want to go into target. So can I create shortcut? Is that the same thing? I guess I can't do that yet. Throw you into target. Is this like an alias then? Throw you into debug. So here's that. Oh, here's the resources. So I want to delete you. I have resources just be this. Okay, so if I do that, could not find it in resources. So if I open up resources in here, we see these. Builds jungle, target, debug. Resources. Okay, so that's where we're expecting it. If I right click you, I guess that kind of makes sense. So if I do a cargo run, you ran. Oh, right, because it's not actually running that code to like launch to create the new player. It's just when I do the cargo new. Okay, so should I be starting this with like slash in the config.json? Slash of that. Oh, not cargo run, cargo test. Okay, so resource not found, jungle player standing.png, and it's looking for in target debug depths resources. And it's also looking in app data. Okay, so depths resources in here. So if I move, okay, create another resource there. I move you into depths. No. Remove you again. Like this is the thing that always like confuses me the most about how this all works. You need to figure out how it works in coding. You need to discover in which way coding interests you. And Applesauce, you're at school for computer science. You program, but you're not. Well, yeah. If you're still at school, you haven't like done. You haven't worked for like a company yet, which is like doing personal projects and working for a company are like two completely different types of programming. Because oftentimes, even if you do like small group projects at a university, you're sort of like you're not really working. You're not trying to figure out like how to do long-term projects, like things that last years and years and years. It's more of like, hey, we just have like 2 weeks to build something. Let's just throw it all together, and we don't really care if we can maintain it after that. Um, it's so different to like be on a team that you're going to be together for years, and you have to maintain what you write too. It's a very fascinating sort of like entire world, and it's a lot of fun too. Everything you make is horribly unsafe and fun. That's the best thing, right? Okay, so I noticed that. Okay, I want to go now research. All right, so clearly, knowledge wiki. I want in Rust. Let's actually pull in here a new file. GGZ. I need to rename you. MD. Clearly, I'm gonna need Z images. We're gonna have to have a section on images here. And so I've been adding this in like slowly over time, like as we figure that out. But there is documentation in. I don't have the GGEZ one. GEZ. Let's go to image. New. Okay, so context and path. So they have. Okay, so in the file system, the resources subdirectory in the same directory as the program executable, if any. Note that file lookups will follow symlinks. This module's directory isolation is intended for convenience, not security. Don't assume it's secure. So is that not how to legacy code is also different than anything at school usually? Oh yeah. I've never seen a school that will like force you to look at legacy code and try to like make a change to it. I think one time when I was teaching, we did an experiment where we took like our LMS, the learning management system, and we said like, here, add a feature to it, like clone, add a feature to it. And that was interesting because we were teaching them JavaScript and Node, and we made them do that in Ruby and Rails. We also only give them one day. Used to think building websites, apps is easy. Oh, boy, you were wrong. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get used to that. Okay, so if I have, and there's so many resources. So let's say I remove you. Depths to remove you. So where's our resources? It's just gone now. Okay, cool. Here's that jungle.exe. I want to come back to jungle here. I want to copy you. Go to target, debug, paste you in. So this is the copy of resources. It has these sheets. Does the test work now? It does not. Okay. And then more importantly, because like maybe I've like screwed up the test somehow. If we go to the main library and we load up, so we're gonna want really the main scene that we care about here. So in main scene, we're gonna have the player in the main scene. So if we have a player and the player is a player, we are, when we create a new one, we're gonna say player equals player new asset config and the context. So you need to be that player. Okay, now can I do cargo run, and you should either fail or be happy. Okay, you failed. So now back to config with JSON. Do you need to be a slash in front? You do. Okay, so now that you have in there, and you do cargo test, and you failed because you couldn't find the resource. Because you have in depths. So you're checking in depths. Where, so if I paste resources in here, go to a cargo test. Now that succeeds. So what I want to figure out is, how do I not have to do this? how do I make it so this resources, I can create like a sim link to it? How do I do that? Like I tried creating a shortcut, but I don't think that's exactly right. Like I can do right click, create link and target. Are you a link now? Wait, no, I don't. What did I do? Resources? Oh, it's gone. It's not here at all. Contributing to large or open source projects is probably the closest you'll get to a corporate experience. Yeah, I would agree with that. Although like there's less team work, so it's more like a bunch of individuals all sort of contributing in. So you don't get that experience, but you do get like the, oh, I'm only a cog in the machine. Um, writing test is for suckers. Only if you don't want to know if it works at any point in time. Okay, so I want to take resources and I want to, okay, how do I like, this is apparently not, okay, resources shortcut. I tried this before. If we go into debug and I remove you resources and I copy you in debug, here's resources. Was it a capital R? No, it's not. So if I do that and we just do cargo run, so it doesn't work because it's not following that link. How do you create a symlink in Windows? Because like the target is like sharing with, okay, resources, like figures out where it goes in there. You used to use the junction command in Windows to do a symlink. Make link target. Hold on, let's try that. Let's get rid of this symlink. So if I do tab complete, like make link, no, it doesn't know that one. Junction, no, it doesn't know that one. MK link. So that doesn't know what that is though. Okay, so how do I, maybe let's just Google this. You need to enter developer mode. Oh, okay, so hold on. Let me go to secret mode just in case there's something weird in developer mode. So this is settings, updates and security. For developers. Oh, you need to open PowerShell as an admin. Okay, update security for developers and then, oh, developer mode. but that doesn't necessarily... I don't think that does what I want. Hold on. I'll play with that later. In the meantime, let's try... Okay. Open up PowerShell as an admin. So PowerShell... run as administrator. Yes. Okay. All right, so I want to go... so let's see the users, documents, code, builds, jungle. All right, so here you are. All this. I don't know how to make you bigger. All right, so here's our resources. I want a make not recognize the name of the commandlet. Okay. Huh. Maybe I need to turn on that developer mode, which I was too afraid to do during the stream because it might like cause me to have to reboot or something. Now, can I... I've not tried this before. I have no idea if this is going to work. Let's go to you. So we open up an Ubuntu window. Okay, so documents code, builds, jungle. I want to create, so can I do like an ln? Let's just try ln and not use like symlink or hard link or anything. So let's do resources ln-s. Yeah, we could do a symlink for resources into target debug. Failed to create symbolic link. Is it directory? Okay. Hard link not allowed for directory. Can't I do this for like symlink for directory? Man ln. Okay, so there's directory. So maybe I could do that. D. Okay. Oh wait. There's already one in there. Hold on. That might be a problem. So let's come into jungle. Our resource there is fine still. In target debug, there is a resources. Let's delete you and try this again. There we go. And so now here is a resources symlink. It is just a file now. So I'm curious whether or not this will work. No, it did not. Okay, so it couldn't find that. Okay, let me try without the dash D. So let's get rid of... All right, so there's the resources there. And we're... See, so target debug. Target run. Yeah, okay, so still not working there. MK-Link only works for you in the command prompt with or without the administrator, which is interesting. So if I open you up and we go to a new command prompt, mk link. Oh, okay. It is in here. You're right. Okay, so PowerShell is not what I want to do. So let's go ahead and remove you. Here we go. Okay, mk link. mk link creates a directory symbolic link. Default is a file symbolic link. Okay, so I want to go to documents, builds, jungle. We want to do an mk link d. Okay. Then the link, so specifies the new link name. Target specifies the path that the new link refers to. Wait, do I do it backwards from the other side? Wait, you only see our target. Oh no! I clicked on the wrong button. Thank you so much, Josh Finney. When I went back to the main screen, I accidentally clicked on starting stew instead. Thank you so much for letting me know. All right, so jungle make link. I think I need to be inside of. So I think I need to cd into target debug, and then we're gonna do a make link d resources, and then the target. So can I do something like resources like that? You do not have sufficient privilege to perform this operation. Okay. I don't. So I need command prompt in administrator mode. How do I do that? Like, I don't think I can do. Search and Windows and right click for admin mode. Oh, command prompt, run as administrator. There we go. Okay, so. All right, so cd to c / users, that's documents, code. Builds jungle cd target debug. All right, here you go. Still can't make you bigger, so we'll just do this. Now we want to do a make link d the name, so it's going to be resources, and then the target is going to be dot resources, like that. Symbolic link created for resources. Okay, so if we come here is resources now. So if we come back to you and we do a cargo run. Aha, okay, it works. Thank you so much, applesauce. That is awesome. And so if I do a cargo test, that worked too. All right. So okay, we're now in a good state. Let's go ahead and loading like okay, so images need to be in a resources folder. In the same directory as the executable for easier development. We can create a symbolic link to the sources directory. Directory in each of the target folders as open a command prompt as an administrator then run this command as this command. Okay, so then in here it is something like this. Cool. Why would you do that? What happened? Delete. Sure. Delete. All right, so we've got that all set up. We can then do the same thing in like all of the different sections that we do, but now when we build this out, we can put it as like a zip file. Apparently, that would be pretty cool. That'll make it smaller for dealing with all this. All right, but that's good for us to have in here knowledge-wise. Now, okay, so we were able to create the image, and if I want to like actually just get something displayed really quickly, even though it is 8:30 a.m., let's just sort of see how this looks. That'll be the last thing that we do. In the player, we want a draw command here. I think an image is a drawable. I think so. So I should be able to just do a graphics draw context and the drawable. So that's going to be self dot standing image and then a draw param new. I think that'll just put it at the top, like the top left of the entire file. So we'll need text. Okay. And then that means over in main scene for draw, we draw the map, and then we're going to do self.player.draw. All right. I'll go run. And there is our teeny tiny player up there. And so we want to like maybe scale this up just a little, just a teeny bit. So that would be in the player dot scale. We could bring in a scale uniform by like, I don't know, 25. You're unhappy. You need to be scale V. Oh, okay. You don't actually need a scale. You just take in something like this. Like 1.0. Let's do like 2.0, 2.0. Honey, I Shrunk the Pitfall Guy game. Yeah. It's bigger. Still kind of small. Then we make you like, I don't know, 10. Let's go to 10. See how this looks. There we go. That's horrifically that's terrible. But that's the general idea of what I want to do. And so I probably want to maybe from the A sprite, make this like blow that up at that point in time. Like make it a bigger file there. So I don't have to scale it up here. But we're gonna have to do that next time. So anyways, this is all really fascinating to get this in and then get it running through the screen. But it is after 8:30, so that does mean I have to do an emergency shutdown of the stream so that I can go to work and do all that fun programming stuff. So with that, let's go ahead and exit out of here. All of you are good. I want to save all this up to GitHub. Jungle. All right, so for this we are loading images for standing and running. Oh, this is main. Hold on. I want to undo that. Undo. We want to create add player to the game. So we're creating this for ourselves. Creating a branch for this off of main. And then in here, we're staging this. So loading player with standing and running animations. And I'll go ahead and push this all up. All that code is available at Bang repo. And it's in the 16 add player to a game branch. And so with that, thank you everybody for stopping by. I will be back here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Time to continue getting the player on the screen and getting that making it like look appropriate, and then moving around. So we'll have to figure out. Maybe we'll have to like redo our sprites as like a bigger file. We'll have to see. So switch to the ending screen. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.